Hello, welcome to my channel. Thanks for subscribing. For all my subscribers, I actually have subscribers. Holy moly, I have subscribers. I am usually a mom that does reviews. Reviews of things like medical procedures has been my big one. And there's more videos to come on that because I've had 12 surgeries and I've had different things done. But it is National Autism Awareness Month. I want everybody to realize that whether it's a boy with autism, whether it's a girl with autism, I want people to know. I am doing this video because I was inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers. I used to be one of those ones that say, "What? Sit and watch YouTube for what?" I didn't get it. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. So I started watching different people. And there's a mom who's, got an autistic child. And I was like, hey, I can relate. And she's funny. So go, Meredith. I absolutely love you. Peace and love to you and your family. But I started watching her. I have a couple others I watch. But I started watching her and, and one of her videos popped up for some reason today because it's National Autism Awareness Month. What I want everybody to know is patience. Parenting is the hardest job in the world. For typically developing children. Now you throw in this extra level of difficulty. For my daughter, it's not just autism. It's ADHD, it's epilepsy, it's ODD, it's apraxia. There's a mild intellectual disorder. So it's hard. For my son, it's ADHD. So there are different combinations you can have with your autism. Like one of my favorite YouTubers, her kiddo has CP. So he has a little bit of a different than my kids. Nope. And here's the thing. No autistic person is the same. I have seen kiddos with the exact same diagnosis as my daughter or as my son. They are not exactly the same. My son is a very quiet, very solo, likes to be by himself kind of kiddo. He wants to play his video games. He wants to watch his YouTube. He wants to play with his wrestlers. Mentally, he's a little younger than some of his typically developing peers. But that doesn't make him some of these ignorant, derogatory comments that people say. My daughter, on the other hand, she's literally differently, like 9-day different. My daughter likes, although there are periods of time when she don't like noise. She's one of the loudest people you'll ever meet. Well, after me, of course. She's like one of the loudest people you ever meet. She loves loudness and crowds and commotion and go, 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 go. Where my son, he wants to be at home. He wants to isolate and play. He doesn't want the crowds and the noise and the things. So, most kids, like 99% of autistic kids have a routine. Now, routines are different for different autistic children. Like some kiddos go by token boards. Some kiddos don't do well with visual pictures. Like my son, that irritates him. No, you just don't want to do that. But my daughter, she thrives on knowing what's next. And if you make a plan, you have to stick to it. So it's hard for me because my son, he likes to know what's coming. But if things change, he's not as melted or uprooted. My daughter, it's like the end of the world. But you said you were going to do this. Or you said we could do this. And so it takes me time to figure out how to get that meltdown calmed down. Like I said, this is a very different video. I want people to stop judging people. Stop it. Stop it. When you see a parent with a child on the floor, don't make ignorant comments. Don't think. Because honestly, you don't know what that parent's going through. Stop mom shaming. Stop dad shaming. Stop shaming parents. You know, I had somebody, my kids are 10 and 11. Now, meltdowns used to be a whole lot worse in public. My kids have gotten pretty good at learning to vocalize when they've had enough, when they are overwhelmed, when they're getting to that point, when it's that yellow light reaching red. My kids have learned. Now, not all the time, but most of the time. So my kids are pretty, they're getting there. Will they ever get there? I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But I got mom shamed the other day by an older woman, and all I wanted to do was scream and holler, like, who gives you the right to shame me? Who gives you the right to put your 2 cents in? You know what? I looked at her and said, I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you. I'm going to pray that somehow you get out of your narrow-minded ways and realize. But not everybody believes that way. And there are parents that have, I know that when my mom was out, when my mother was out with my daughter, when my daughter was, I don't know, she was like 2. And my daughter was throwing a fit. Her shoes were bugging her feet. Well, my daughter's always been one, she don't want to wear shoes. I've always said she's going to live in a warmer climate, so she doesn't have to wear shoes. But my daughter, her shoes were bugging her, so my mom had removed her shoes, and plus she was trying new shoes on. My daughter had just become overwhelmed, just that quick. So she starts melting down. Well, this woman, ignorantly enough, comes up and says something to her. My mom looked at her and goes, do you want to mind your own business? This is what an autism meltdown looks like. But not every meltdown looks the same. The meltdowns my kids had don't look like the meltdowns they have now. The meltdowns my son has may not be the same meltdowns my favorite YouTuber son has. Every autistic child or adult struggles. We don't need the shaming. We don't need it. So before you judge, I urge you to have patience. Have patience. Give us a moment. Don't stare. Please don't stare. If you have a question, ask. Questions are welcomed by most. Not by all, but by most. Questions are welcome. Please don't stare. Give us patience. Give us time. Don't shame and judge us. I'm a single mom. I'm doing this myself. My ex-husband, the kids' dad, bless his heart. Sometimes he's around, sometimes he isn't. It's just the way it is. So I do most everything by myself. I cook, I clean, I go to case conferences, IEP meetings, when the school calls, if my kids' extracurricular activities. Right now, my son's in the Young Marines. It's amazing. It's teaching him structure and discipline and things like that. And he's still new to this. We're still in our recruit training. But you know what? He's doing well. It's taken him some time, but he's getting there. My daughter, she's in a dance class. She's been in dance since she was like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I think 5. But she's been in dance class. She can't always keep up with the other kids. So we find teachers that are patient. We have recently, the dance school we were going to has recently taken on a new program called Rhythm Works here in Central Indiana. It's called Rhythm Works. um, it's a special needs class. It's only for kids with special needs. Not only for kids with CP, not only kids with MD, not only kids with feeding tubes or autism or ADHD or nothing. Special needs. And you know what? They're teaching them how to do things, but it's like an occupational therapy and a physical therapy for these kids. Plus, these kids just want to tap their feet and do dance moves. So you know what? This class is amazing. Our daughter loves it. And in this class, she's not expected to keep up with the heel-toe tap moves in turn. She loved it, but she could never keep up. So this class has been perfect. But I urge you, just have patience. You don't know if that mom or dad is doing it on their own. You don't know if that kid's had a very overwhelming day. Maybe there was a substitute teacher, and substitute teachers, mind you, throw days off. Big time. You see behavior that you may not have seen in months, days, years, weeks when there's a substitute teacher. Why? Because the routine is off. Routine's off. So you don't know what that parent's gone through, so I urge you, patience. If you don't know, ask. Look it up. What is autism? What's it look like? I can guarantee it's not going to look how you think. Because it never does. It never does. Every autistic individual is different. None of them's the same. They may have some same traits, but they're not exactly the same. So I urge you, my word for you is patience. Patience and patience. To my son, you are 11 and you're going through classes to learn, what happens when you grow up. From the time you were here to the time you are here. Now, I have loved you with every breath I've ever taken. And I will protect you with every breath I ever take. I want you to know you are one of the reasons my world goes around every single day. You may like to isolate, but I like to be with you. You may be in the other room, but know I'm with you. You are not broken, and I want you to never let anybody tell you you're broken. You are not broken. You're beautiful, you're wonderful, and you're special. I love you with everything in me. I always have, and I always will. I will do my best to give you everything you could ever want, need, or desire. I may not always have the answers. I may get short and frustrated. I'm sorry. You understand sometimes why. Other times not. All I can say is I'm sorry. I love you and I am trying. You are so special. You're smart. Don't let anybody ever tell you you're not. You are. My favorite YouTuber said something about being a puzzle. You're not the same puzzle and you were put together differently. That piece is not missing. And even if they found a cure, I would never cure you. You are who you are, and that's what makes you special. And I love you. That's my promise to you. Now, to my daughter. To my daughter, sweet girl, I knew from the time you were about 6 months old that you were autistic, and they made me wait till you were 3 to get you diagnosed. Because I had a little bit of background with autism, being a special needs instructional assistant and working with kids with special needs, I knew you were a little different. That didn't make you bad or broken. That just made you different. It made you special. You went from having 14 grand mal seizures a day, at least, to you've been seizure-free for almost a year. Congratulations. We have made it this far. I want you to know that Mommy may not always be perfect, and I'm truly sorry. That doesn't mean I don't love you. There are times when your speech isn't exactly perfect, but I wouldn't have you exactly perfect. I like your little sayings like peen, peen, pine, pine. That's a pinky promise. I like it, and it's become who we are as a family. You and me, we make peen, peen, pine, pines, because that's who we are. Can you say pinky promise? You're really close, but I'm still going to stick to peen, peen, pine, pine, because I know that you can say those words, but that's okay. There are some things that are just going to be special between you and I, or you and Bubby. I want you to know that I will always fight for you. I will always love you, and I will always do everything I can for you. I know that you get frustrated and you say, Mommy, why don't you understand me? Just know I'm trying. It's not that I'm not. I'm trying. Some things you may have to point out or explain in different ways. You've become really good at that, and I'm really proud of you. The way you explain things in different ways so that I get what you were saying. I'm really proud of you. Just know I am trying. And hopefully with the speech classes and in school and after school and with the occupational therapy, we could teach your muscles to work in different ways and teach your tongue to work in different ways. That way, Mommy doesn't have that problem. I know Bubby's your best friend and sometimes your translator. And for that, we're grateful, aren't we? I know that you love your brothers and your sister very much. I may just have you and Bubby and Austin, but you know that Daddy also has your other brother and your sister. I want you to know how proud of you I am each and every day for the struggles and strides and things that you do. I'm proud of you. To my oldest, you may not be autistic, but I love you anyway. Guys, all I can say is have patience. They're people too. Sometimes they just need a little bit of help. Maybe a smile on a cloudy day. A smile is an amazing thing. Share them. Pass them. They're free. Although your mind may be in turmoil, your mind you may have gotten fired from your job. You may have, you may be losing something that you love. Try to smile. Find something positive to smile about. I know sometimes when the days are hard and it's raining like cats and dogs outside, with your luck, I know that sometimes it's rough. Trust me, I've been there. But smile. Smile. You woke up. You're still breathing. Just smile. They're free. Pass them. Make yourself aware. Aware of what's going on around you. You may not know everything going around you. Make yourself aware and learn. And remember, patience. Thank you and God bless.